Now let's return to one of our top stories. The US announcing it will hold talks with the Taliban. Wahid Monawar is the former chief of staff for the Afghan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He is in Washington. First of all, let me ask you about the Afghan reaction to this. How will President Hamid Karzai feel about the opening of this office, and is he going to be fully on board when it comes to negotiating with the Taliban?
Well, first of all, any effort that can bring peace to Afghanistan is admirable. I'm sure it took a very long time for this office to be opened up, for this bureau to be opened up. There were some issues, outstanding issues, not only with President Karzai, but here in the U.S. too, and with the Taliban. Taliban took actually more than anybody else to come out with the affirmative answer that they are agreeing on this office. Hopefully this office will be a conduit that could bring peace to Afghanistan. I'm a little bit surprised also.
What are the outstanding issues, though, for the president himself? We remember when this office was first announced a few months ago, President Karzai protested against the fact that he hadn't been consulted, apparently, when this was all being discussed here in Doha. He even recalled his ambassador here. Has he now gotten over the fact that this is taking place, and is he supportive of it?
Well, I think that's a good question. Those are good concerns to raise. Yes, President Karzai had those issues because the U.S. started the negotiation. They never told Pakistan. They never told the Afghan government when they started to bringing these delegates to Doha. But I think President Karzai is right. He has said today that if the Taliban are Afghans, they need to come and have a political office in Afghanistan. Just opening an office in Doha is insufficient to bring peace to Afghanistan. The Taliban need to demonstrate to the Afghan people that they're legitimately respecting the international laws, that they are not injuring the civilians. In the past 2 weeks, Afghanistan has suffered a tremendous amount of civilian casualties. The ICRC office was attacked by Taliban. The Supreme Court was attacked by Taliban, where the civilians were killed. And that doesn't bring too much political gravitas with the Afghan people. And President Karzai is concerned about that. By the same token, president term is ending next year, so he needs to have a legacy. If he can bring peace to Afghanistan, bring all these parties to agree on a moving forward plan.
You mentioned, let me pick up on a point you mentioned. You said that the president would have liked to see these negotiations with the Taliban take place in Kabul, not in Doha. Are you then suggesting that these negotiations here in Doha are being forced on him by the U.S. administration?
I'm not so sure. I don't speak on behalf of the United States government. It is difficult. There is a larger part of the U.S. government's efforts on this. Kabul has a smaller percentage on that. But as I said, the plan is to bring peace to Afghanistan, and President Karzai is right that if the Taliban are Afghan, this office should be in Kabul or in Kandahar, where the Taliban originally have their spiritual homeland. But I'm coming back to what President Karzai needs to do is that he needs to show to the Afghan people that he has a legacy. If he can bring peace to Afghanistan, have this national consensus on the issues, that this is the way to move.
Well, forgive me to interrupt you because we are running out of time, but if this office is in Doha, isn't it better that it is here and that it will facilitate negotiations with the parties involved, as opposed to just not doing anything about negotiations? I mean, clearly the Afghan government, with all the help that it's gotten over the years from NATO and US forces, has not been able to defeat militarily the Taliban. It needs a political solution, doesn't it?
I don't know if I agree totally on that. I think in the battlefield, the Taliban have been defeated. If you look at in Sangin and Panjwahi district and Kandahar and Helmand, Taliban do not have the same resilience that they had. If they could fight the way they had fought in the past 5 years, they would have not come into the negotiating table. They are in the negotiating table because they know that militarily they cannot win anymore. And politically, they are risking to lose that. They are not really popular with the Afghan government in light of doing all the violence that they have done in the past 2 weeks. They need to find a way, and then the U.S. is helping them to find that solution that helps the Afghan overall. It's not only the Taliban or what it is, the Pashtuns or the Tajik, but a solution that will bring peace to the region. And Pakistan has agreed in that too. Pakistan has a new government. Without Pakistan's okay, Taliban will not be able to sit on the table across with the Americans. But I'm also concerned here in Washington
that this is a resurgent force. I'm so sorry to leave it here, but we have run out of time. Thank you very much indeed, though, for joining us. Wahid Monawar, former Chief of Staff at the Afghan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you.